It all began with my father developing an interest in architecture. He was in Palitana and he was very good in drawing, and he wanted to be an architect. As luck would have it, he came to Mumbai and he started working and earning, and he became an advocate. So it was deep in his mind that his son would become an architect. So he taught me drawings, he encouraged me to paint, he brought toys, Meccano and building blocks, and he would take me around the beaches and hills of Mumbai, picnic spots. So all this really created an interest in architecture. So it was very natural that I opted for architecture very early in my schooling. So architecture has to be seen in environmental context. Then we relate it to various developmental contexts. So there is a development in rural areas, there are developments in small towns and medium scale towns and cities. All this is covered in urban development. But again, rural and urban development has to be seen in regional context.
I'm really extremely happy that Akhtar has finally got the MASA gold medal. I think he should have got this a lot earlier. It's probably because he was the president of MASA all these years that he did not get it. But I think he deserved to get it much earlier than But if you ask me, what is it that is very special about him? So I think his sincerity of purpose. He is a man of great convictions. If he believes in something, he will go all out and get it, or do it.
Compliment MASA for choosing to give this year's award for lifetime achievement to Prof Akhtar Chauhan, who richly deserves it. And I recollect my association with him years ago when he had just passed out and there was some student agitation at the Bandra School of Art. And being the honorary secretary of the institute, I was invited to intervene between the management and the students. But after that, more intimately, we interacted when I became the president of the Indian Institute of Architects in 1988. And he was first on the council and later on he was the honorary secretary. And we did a number of things and quite a few things were initiated by him. What I have observed is that many of his students still interact with him and they acknowledge the debt that they owe to him because of his personal sort of influence in their lives, and I'm sure he will continue to do it.
मी अख्तरला पहिल्यांदा भेटले तेव्हा माझं पहिलं त्याच्याविषयीचं इम्प्रेशन was an angry young man. He was a student and he had come to see Madhav in our office. आणि तो गेल्यावर मी माधवला म्हटलं, अरे हा कोण मुलगा आहे? He seemed to be very focused about what he wants and what he wants to achieve. That was our first meeting. त्यानंतर आम्ही भेटलो इंडियन इन्स्टिट्यूटच्या वेगवेगळ्या कार्यक्रमात. तिथे मला नेहमीच असं वाटलं की त्याच्या स्वतःच्या आयडियाज, त्याच्या स्वतःची काही मतं आणि त्याविषयी त्याचं एक्सप्रेशन अतिशय I should say clear opinions about whatever he wanted. So we became great friends as time went by. We worked together in Indian Institute of Architects. Now we are working here with him in Rizvi. And I can see his passion. I can see his passion for students. I can see his passion for design. I can see it in every action when I'm at Rizvi. I'm very happy to be associated with him, and I wish him all the best in future.
First of all, Akhtar, I want to congratulate you and Pragnya also. I know him from his days, when he joined our first or second batch of the School of Planning. And he was, along with others, always making their point of view. And as a student, he was also an activist, also concerned about people, concerned about the have-nots, and concerned about the kind of planning, that is supposed to be done and what should be done. And I think his journey has been very fascinating. Akhtar graduated as an architect, graduated as a planner, practiced as an architect, and even went beyond, edited the Institute's magazine, wrote some things, participated in competitions, and then settled finally with Rizvi College, which is his baby. And I think I have never seen anybody who would have his apartment also in the same college, same premises. And this is something which is very, very unusual. He was working 24/7, both of them. And devotion, love for students, asking students to travel, see things, go back, work. I think the very few architects would do that. His life has been with the students.
Let's talk about a man named Akhtar. Let's talk about a man called Akhtar Chauhan. When I think of this man, I can see a body with a big beard and a big man, smiling face but intense eyes. But it's not Akhtar Chauhan the person, the body, it's Akhtar Chauhan the idea I want to talk about. Whenever I think of Akhtar Chauhan, I think of meanings, I think of values, I think of ideas. There are some people who only talk about things, there are other people who only talk about people, and there are other people who talk about ideas. The last group is a very tiny group compared to the first two types. Now, when Akhtar talks about ideas, he always includes the people and the things that make the whole life. And I think when I first met Akhtar, he was a young man, it was 42 years ago. He had come for interviews at the School of Planning, and after a few moments I knew this was a very good potential student for our school. He was always interested in people in the sense of their problems. He was interested in the last man, not the rich man. I came from an extremely, I should say, well-to-do, romantic background, studying and later teaching at Harvard University and studying planning at MIT. We were very removed from the field of the real life. Somehow, Akhtar was always grounded in real problems.
What he was doing, Akhtar, I used to go there, I used to see his design, and he had that flair of design. I know his sketches on words, every medium you give him, and he can produce a good sketch on words, everything, drawing. So that also inspired me. We had some huge group, we had a huge group built up around school ka issues and architecture. Then that was the period when Akhtar came in the forefront, major school ka, where he, along with Akhil and so many other people, senior, they came together on finishing of architecture course, and of course before that we had shadow play and a lot of dhamal and all this. Then we had a strike later on in the college, and of course the course was recognized. But that was our closest collaboration. During that, there was I think a group of 25 of us, large group, and that is where really we become political. And that is the process under which we got in touch with very closely connected on our political issues and things. And we had a very good friend also who were Marxist. So, but that really inspired us to look at architecture and social issues together.
The College of Architecture came into existence in the year 1992. That time, Professor Akhtar Chauhan was the first principal of the Architecture College. And right from 92, he is the principal of our college and hopefully continue to do so. Now during his tenure actually it was found that his devotion actually to the academic part of the learning is more distinct and progressive, in the sense that it is not that Akhtar Chauhan concentrates on the syllabus prepared by the Mumbai University or the Council of Architecture or All India Council of Technical Education, but he deviates actually to the different needs of the art and the designing.
Akhtar Chauhan is my very good friend as on today. Since so many years, you will surprise to know that day one we joined the college, Bandra School of Architecture in Bandra, and we were sitting together from the very first day, and as on today we are good friends, number one. Number two, he was so clever that I used to go to his house, I used to stay there and I used to learn from him, so that I have really a real opportunity to go for the good architect in our Gujarat. Why? With that knowledge, I have developed so many lands in our Vapi town. That is my, as on today, I have got the business there also in Gujarat, Vapi, Valsad district, right? And as on today, we used to go together in so many things, and we always visualize that we should go ahead further for the future.
He would talk to us almost every morning, sharing some knowledge or the other and inspiring us, and it was something I find excellent, because in times when education is looked upon as herd mentality and most of the students just come there to try and get done with it, it takes some effort for a person to come so regularly again and again and to try and inspire people. And that has been one of my biggest learnings as to how you should never give up and keep persevering in this dream of yours, and that we should do it in dreams of ours. So thank you for that, and I wish you all the best, and congratulations once again.
Firstly, I feel it's a really well-deserved award, and I really feel that it was high time that he got a Lifetime Achievement Award. Though I feel that his lifetime's work is not over, and he has one more lifetime of work left, and I think he's the kind of person who will probably never stop working, and he'll not stop at this award, or he'll not stop at something that he's achieved, and because for him those are not the things he's working for, and he's working for a much bigger and better goal.
I don't think of him as anything else. I cannot think of him as anything else. It's somebody I can depend on. One phone call away. And he'll just come and help if I need anything. Or be happy with me, or be sad with me. This is like your, what you really earn in life. I think these are the true earnings. If you have a few friends like that, you are set.
Well, life with Akhtar has always been fun. I know him for last 40 years. In fact, this entire span can be divided into 4 decades. Initial 10 years, and then our professional life, and then 2 decades in Rizvi. First decade was full of struggle. The high points were very high, while as the low days were filled with lots of tears and agony. Today we are together because of Akhtar. Through all these years, he has been like a rock, unshakable, very strong and extremely firm with his convictions. We settled down as a couple when we came to Rizvi. Akhtar found his bearings and I was very happy with his commitment towards teaching and his students. As a designer, he is very sensitive. As a father, very warm. As a husband, very loving. In fact, extremely loving. As a householder, never so critical about food, for example. As a son, very caring. As a friend, very compassionate. And as a thinker, very right. For me, Akhtar is a Sampurna Purushottam. Over the last 4 decades, I have seen him change, and I am a witness to all these stages in his life. I have seen him as an angry young man. He was a Shiva. I have seen him as a creator of architectural spaces. He was a Brahma. And I have seen him as a nurturer, caring for his students and teaching them ways of life. He is a Vishnu now. But as for me, I loved him as an angry young radical man, always fighting for a cause, ready to roll up his sleeves for the downtrodden, fighting for the slum dwellers and their rights. That's how I knew. I have always known Akhtar. Thanks.
I think he's still a child at heart. However old he may grow, he still has all those traits that we love in a child. I hope that God gives him a much longer life and the child in him remains a child till the end.